Hello friends, welcome to How to VLN channel. This is DB VLN stream. Today in this video, we are going to see how to handle discards in GoldenGate setup. And the scenario we are going to see is a very specific scenario wherein in the source you have a set of table. The table doesn't have a primary key or unique key with not null constraint. So such setup that table has to be replicated to the target and that has to replicate properly. Since we do not have a primary key or unique key with not null constraint, there is a possibility that Oracle may have discards. Reason is, if you do not have a primary key or unique key columns, Oracle will try to construct the key column on its own. The Oracle GoldenGate will try to construct the key column on its own, and that key column may not be proper. In such cases, it will have 1403 sort of error where there is no data found. Because the key column it constructs, for instance, you have one ID column and a name and a phone number or something. This ID column is unique, but you didn't have a key explicitly declared for them. It's a mistake in the application data model setup, but still we wanted to handle it best using GoldenGate. Oracle GoldenGate gives you an option to define the key columns using that ID column, but if you do not declare it, then you will have this discards. Reason is Oracle will construct the uniqueness using ID, name and phone number, but if you try to update the phone number, it will look at the target information as ID, name and phone number, and it will search for that record, but it will never find such a record. So no data found error will come up. So we are going to see a similar situation like this. First we are going to try mimic a discard and we will apply the fix and we'll see how it catches up. The replication catches up. And whoever is watching this channel, I wish you everyone a very happy and a prosperous new year ahead. So let's get into the action. As usual, we will just outline the steps involved in our procedure. First one, set up the data model. Set up a new table for GoldenGate replication without a unique key or a primary key. Unique key with not null or a primary key. Remember to have most of the columns as numbers. This is to make Oracle to frame the key columns using all the numbers, columns as numbers. It tries to do that. And we will update one of the columns which has a number so that it has a discard at the end. See in the replication if it has any discards for deletes and updates. Most probably insert will not have any discard because the Oracle way of constructing the key column, it picks up all viable or all possible columns to form the unique column. So it normally doesn't have any unique discards. So if it has, then stop the replicate, fix the discard manually, then start the replicate. Okay, stop the replicate, fix the discards, and one more step we need to do is start the replicate with the key columns defined in the replicate parameter file. That's what it means. Okay, I already wrote a blog about it, a very quick blog. So if you go to oracledbplanner.blogspot.com, you will see Oracle GoldenGate 1403 and key calls defined by GoldenGate automatically. Can we trust Oracle GoldenGate's default mechanism to pick key calls for target when there is no primary key or unique key with not null constraint defined? No. The simple answer is no. Yes. This is what happened in my live situation. So I have to practice this in my lab before I apply the solution or fix in my production environment. And that is what I'm doing. Even though I had a pre-production in my live platform, that pre-production never mimicked the production situation. So I'm trying to mimic it in my lab so I can learn from this and I can apply this in my real production environment. Alright, so first step is to set up the data model, and we have a SQL file for this. I'll show you when I execute it. And the second step is to ensure that both extract and replicate process are already stopped or candidate ones. And the third step is to get the SCN number for the extract. Okay. And the fourth step is to copy the table from source to target. Okay. and we're going to pump out the table from source based on the SCN we have it from here. So that's using expdp and then copy the dump file from source to target, and then create these two sequences and then import the table. The sequences are important because they are the ones which are actually creating the key columns. Really Oracle doesn't know that they are the key columns, okay, because we have not instructed Oracle in any way that these are the key columns. We have not defined primary key or unique key, so it has no way to identify that. Even we did not create in any index also on the table, okay. And then we will perform some DML operations before even we start the extract. We'll perform some DML operations like loading the data, deleting one record and updating one record. We'll check how it looks at the end in the source itself, and then we will start the extract, and then we will start the replicate. Before we start the replicate, we need to set up the parameter file for the replicate with our new tables 20 added with the CSN number. The CSN number is the new SCN number we got recently, okay. We pumped out, right, that SCN number we need to substitute here. We will verify and start a replicate. Once the replicate is started, we can check if there are any discards. Ideally, I am expecting one delete and one update to be there in the discard, because it has no way to identify the records unique if it has framed the unique column using all the records, all the column fields, okay. And then send replicate rpt1 report. So if you have a discard, the way to troubleshoot this is you need to use report file and discard file. Discard file will show you what rows were discarded and what is the reason for the discard, and report file will give you additional information about the discards, say the table mapping and root cause analysis. Report file will help you, and then we will see if replicate is finished. So it will reach end of file. Once it reaches end of file, we have to fix the discarded records manually, and then we need to, so after it reaches end of file, we have to stop the replicate, and then we have to manually fix the discard for records, and we need to remove the filter class from the parameter, and we need to add key columns like this because they are the unique identity, and then we need to start the replicate again and check the status, and we can again run through a test scenario. Now this time you should not really see any discards. It should ideally be handled properly. Alright, so let's get started. And so I have three screens. This is my first screen. This is my source environment. You see GGSRC05T. This is my target environment. This is GGTGT06T. This is my GoldenGate console. Okay. You can see here service manager, receiver server, admin server, distribution server, performance server. These are the only processes running now. No extract or replicate is running. Alright, let's go to the source and let's run through the procedure. Okay, I'm going to connect to the user, the app user. Alright, we are going to create the data models now one by one. I'm creating the table, deleting this record, one record, and I'm creating the sequence. We're not creating any indexes or adding constraints here. You can see this is also done. Creating the archive table. The main table will only have the final information. Archive table, any changes happening in the main table is tracked in the archive table. That's how these two are related, and the trigger is actually maintaining the relationship between them, and that trigger is this. Okay, this trigger will go into an invalid state if you don't create those two sequences, and you will see it. Okay, so we loaded 1000 records. I'm committing it, and we are not going to create any indexes. Okay. Now let's check how the data model looks. Describe main table and the archive table. You can see this ID is the unique identity, but we have not really created any primary key or unique key on top of this ID column. And this UNID is the unique identity for archive table, but we have not created any primary key or unique constraint on these columns. Let's verify if what I said was true. Okay, so no records, no constraints. Again, no indexes. So all good. Now let's move forward. We don't have any indexes, we don't have any constraints. And let's preserve this output here. We got the data model set up now. Let's ensure extract and replicate are stopped. Let's go to the GoldenGate screen. Let's set this one up. Okay, stopped. Both are stopped. Alright. So we have to copy the table from now, source to target for our next step. So let's go to the source. Maybe this will not work here. We need to connect a sysdba. We are picking the lowest SCN at the database right now based on transaction. That's this SCN. Okay. Actual output is this. Let's pick up this SCN. Put this here. So we need to substitute this with this everywhere. Replace. We are done. Now we secured the SCN. Now that we need to pump out that dump. So let's get the data pumped out. I'll pause here for a minute. Okay, I got the data pumped out. You can see there is no error. So let's put it here. I have to copy the dump over from here to the target. So let's copy this dump. Recently did a copy, so I'm just reusing the same. Okay, the dump is copied. Let's go to the target. This is the target. Let's see if the dump is available. Yeah, it's available, and the size is this. Let's check the size of this dump. 425984. 425984. 425984. Alright, so that's also done. Now let's move forward with the next step, which is to create the sequence in the target before we actually create the. So copy, dump, done. Let's create the sequence here. Alright, so this is done. Now we need to import the dumper. So importing is done using this command. Okay, let's wait for it to finish. As you see, there is not a single record, not a single failure. It finished very perfect. Now let's add some records in the source, delete some records, perform some incidents. Right, so let's do that. Right, let's do it. So this is a pre-DML state. Now only we are going to make a change. What you see now here is what you will see in the target. Here we just copied the data. Alright, this one, and then this is what you will see in the target as well. I'll just show you. Okay, 999, 999, 510, 510. Okay, so everything matches. So let's add the records in the source. But I will not come to the target because there is no replication yet. This is our source environment. Yeah, GSRC. Alright. 999 records created. One row deleted. Okay, commit complete. $2,000 records in the archive table because we deleted one record and one updated one record, right? And then we had 1,000 inserts as well. So 999 plus 1 plus 1. So which is how much? So 1,001. On top of it, we had a 999 record already existed. So that's the reason why we have archive having 2,000 records and 1997. But this picture is very, very clearly visible in GoldenGate report file. I'll show you when we do that. Now if I run this 5 and 10 IDs, only if 10 exists, 5 is deleted. And 10 also has a different part ID as compared to last. You see the part ID of 10 was 0 in the beginning. Now it became 100 because it was an update entry. So 1349 and 1341 we created that record. 1349 we updated it. So this looks good now. So let's store the actual outputs. Alright. Now we need to start the extract. Let's start the extract. Before we start the extract, I'll show you what the extract parameter file looks like. And we are connected. We are exit. Show you fresh. View params rxt1 extract rxt1 user id alias extract source r1 ddl include map table user app 01. So you can see here I have mapped all the objects from schema user app 01. Okay, all the tables from schema user app 01. So this is good. Now let's go ahead and start the extract. So info start extract rxt1 and info extract rxt1 detail. So we started the extract now. So extract starting, extract status is running. Okay, sequence number is 10 now. Let's go ahead and store this information. So you can easily use this for your reference. Now let's add the table based on CSN to the replicate param. Alright, let's exit here. Replicate process setup. Okay. I have been having a challenge in starting the RPT1 with the tables added. Reason was I messed it up by trying to start up RPT1 in uppercase. I know what happened. It created, I'll show you. A new process with the RPT1 in uppercase. A new replicate process with RPT1 in uppercase. I mean, not new process. It didn't create a new process. It tried looking for a parameter file with uppercase RPT1 and somehow it got one because I edited the parameter file with uppercase in the past. So that totally messed up the replicate process setup. So now what did I do? First thing I did was I flushed the tables. When I say flushed, I flushed the tables that were created in the target. Second, I created a new replicate process, which is RPT3. Alright, and now we are going to see how we move forward. So I created a replicate process. I set up the parameter file also, which I'm going to show you now, dedicated for this two table. Alright, so let's clean everything up so it won't cause you any issues. So let's clean up everything. Alright, even this screen, I'll clear it up. So it's easy to follow. So before we start, I wanted to just re-emphasize that nothing has changed. I'll show you the record count between source and target, then we'll move forward from there. We'll roll from there. So this is how it looks, but in the source it wouldn't look like this. Reason, we have some changes. You see here. In the source you have 2000, 1997, 10, and then that's how it looks. 999, this is what the target situation is. So we have both of them in different situation. Now we are in the step where we wanted to add the replicate process. Start the replicate process. Extract is already running and we will just log in and check that. We'll just as part of re-emphasizing, I'll show you info all. You can see here this is already running. This is our new replicate process that we added. Now let's get started with our replicate process. Add the tables based on CSN2 to replicate param. So this already is there. So let's connect to the credential. Info replicate, don't mix up the case, which is what I learned here. Small RPT3. The param file is already there, report is not existing, and the parameter file I'll show you. And you can see replicate RPT3. Alright. These are the two tables and filter is based on the SCN, and that's the SCN we wanted to start because that's where the pump was extracted. Alright. So replicate RPT3 is the process name, and DDL include DDL error discard, report error discard, DDL option report. Alright, let's go forward. Verify and start the replicate. You may wonder why is this guy having discard. Reason is mine is a migration project. I'm not using it for live reporting, so I'm least bothered to fix it at the moment. I will can fix it later as well. That's the reason I'm discarding. But in your case, if you're using the target environment for reporting, you have to fix it every now and then you face a discard. So don't ignore them. Okay. So let's go ahead and now let's start the replicate process. So this is GGT06T2, right? We already seen the info replicate RPT3 data. Let's run this. So it doesn't know. It has to at least scroll over a lot of files. I think 7 or 8 files are there, but it will catch up, I guess, in a very short span. Let's give it a few minutes. It's running as well. Let's see where it stands. It's on the third file already, so another 7 more files. Let's give it some time. Sixth file. So it's already on the sixth file. Only 3 more files to go over. Okay, these are the files where okay, ninth file now. One more file only. Already on the ninth file. Right, 1305. So good. It happened. Right, nice. So I want this to happen. So let's look at the report directory. So I'll just post what did I find first. We started it. It started, and it was in running state. I'll paste the output here. Alright, now let's go check if there are any discards. So that's what we wanted to do. Actually, the process abandoned. So ninth file itself, it got abandoned. Actual output, it abandoned. I think this is our first breakthrough, probably. Send replicate RPT3 report. Not currently running. Yeah, it's fine. I guess it should have dumped the information when it abandoned. Yeah, there is a discard and there is a report file. Right. Okay. What was the reason? Already a name is already used, but this will not probably cause an abandon. Errors, discard errors, yeah. Okay, let's see. This is the mapping, at least I have the mapping now. Alright, this is all the columns of RK table. It uses all the columns in the key column identification, which is what I expected. And it uses all the columns in the key map, so it will definitely will have discards, but why it abandoned is what I'm just checking. It says an unexpected condition in function handle transaction at 584. Okay. Let's check the log. Alright, so if we look at this parameter configuration, now it's an abandoned state. This is an abandoned. Now I have been going through some documents and I found that the abandoned reason it was giving us, I'll show you the abandoned reason, then I'll show you the relevant reading. If we see here, the abandoned reason was OGG 01112 unexpected condition in function handle transaction at line number 584. There is an Oracle note for this correspondingly. You see here this one, not this one. They are the same one. It says 552, but the solution for that was to reduce the number of parallelism, the map parallelism to 1. Alright, so okay, this map parallelism became 1. I reduced this to 1. Earlier it was not 1. I can show you that if you wish. Alright, so if I do a diff between this param backup and this one, you will see this map parallelism 1 is a unique value now. Let's try starting the replica rpt3 and let's see if it works fine. It's running is a good sign, but it's not getting past that RBA, which is a risk. It has to get past that RBA. I'm still seeing that it's on the same RBA. Alright, it went past that. That's a good news, good news. Send replica to rpt3 report. It went past that. Now let's see if it worked fine. Now it didn't throw any discards. I was expecting some discards. How many insert updates and deletes it handled? So archive 1011. Oh my god, it properly did the update again. There was one update and one delete. And that's what we did. If we run through the same, so I couldn't mimic the discards, guys. So it's not a good news. If I show you this in comparison to source, so it's 2000, 2000, 1997, 1997, 10, 100, okay. 55, 1995, 10, 10, 2010. So we did a proper evaluation. I was expecting this updates to fail, but it didn't fail because you see here, I don't know how this really works. Now you see, map resolve user app 01 target filter. Okay. if you see arcade table, all visible columns will be used to represent the key but may not guarantee uniqueness. This is absolutely fine. This table is not expected to fail at all. At the main table, this is the main table. All visible columns will be used to represent the key but may not generate uniqueness at all. And the key columns are these three: ID, part ID, and ID string. And I performed an update, isn't it? See, I've updated the part ID with 100 where ID equal to 10. This means that it will need a combination of ID number 10, part ID 100, and some values. That's not going to be there in the target. So deletes as well. Okay, let me try updating something else. So we have one more update routine. Let's see if it fails there, or otherwise we will still apply the fix routine and then we'll see if it works fine or not, if it still has a problem or not. We just wanted to try the fix. So so now I showed you this. One second. We will have, yeah, this I will show it, store it here in the actual output. As for bug, and I will add the note for reference. Bug as per, and so it didn't fail. So I'll just note it here. No discards again. There's some data replicated fine. Lag replicate rpt3. It's okay, it's at end of file. So there is no discards, which is quite a not good thing. Anyway, I'll just update this one more field and see if this record comes through fine or not. This one final check. We'll see if it works. One row deleted, one row updated. Let's commit it. Let's see how this looks here. It didn't stop though in replication. Let's see how it looks here in the target. Let me check the lag before. It's end of file again. It came fine. So source is 2000. Yeah, no change. Everything resembles between source and target. Now what we will do is, anyway we have no control. I'll just try one more thing. Update this records field value to something else. This value to something else. Update main table part ID. We updated the part ID, isn't it? Oh god. Roll back. Update main table. Set ID string to, I'm guessing. Oh, okay. This could be the driving factor when I searched with ID, but okay, anyway. I'll just set it to R, where part ID equals 100 and ID equals 20. This means it updates one field. Let's see if this becomes a discard at least now. Let me just run this search. I should have added one more record in the archive table. So archive table count increased. Oh, why did I do it here? No, it's fine only. I updated in the proper, okay, source only. Oh, it went so super. It's not listening to me at all. Oh, no, it's still not reflected. 2002. I think my archive table doesn't get fired for this field change, so it's okay. But this field should change. Yeah, it changed already. So it's not getting discarded. Anyway, fine. Then let's go through the fix-up routine. Give me some time. I'll come back. So we'll just finish the fix-up routine. See if data replicates fine. All right. Let's get going. So if you look at the statistics, I just ran stats replicate rpt3. You can see here stats replicate rpt3, and we are looking for this archive table, 20. You see it has 1003 inserts, correct? So which means that 999 records that we inserted and then 4 more operation. And what are those 4 more operations are tracked here? Main table has 999 inserts and 5 updates and deletes together, but only 4 of them are accounted for because there is the one update which we last did is not part of the trigger statement. The trigger DDL. Oh, okay, fine. Fine, something happened with my Notepad++. Okay. The trigger DDL does not allow. It tracks only the updates on the part ID column. It doesn't track the updates on the ID string. So that's the reason why I did not track the last DML operation. So anyway, having said that, these numbers are matching and this is also matching. And one other thing that I should tell you is that error got fixed after map underscore parallelism set to 1. The bug is fixed. So I made a note here. Probably I'll call out this as a reference in the blog. So anyway, abandoned due to bug. Anyway, only one thing that I should insist is that we couldn't reproduce the discard errors, but this is the routine you need to follow in case you have a discard. Now what we need to do, we need to stop the replication, remove the filter parameter, add the key column. That fix-up routine alone we will see. Stop replicate. Okay, now let's stop the replicate process. So if I say I have rxt1, rpt1, rpt2, rpt3 running. Okay, replicate rpt3. The discard never got. Alright. So it's shut down gracefully. RPT3 is stopped. Now let's go ahead and edit our parameter file. Info replicate RPT3 detail. Let's come over here. So it was running, it is stopped, and it is in stopped state. Stop replicate. So it should ideally run from here, so you don't need to call out that filter ACN, otherwise it will create a chaos. Okay, so let's get rid of that parameter for the yes, let's go here and edit it. Right. Alright, so let's remove the filter param. Right, let's get rid of this. When we wanted to add key calls, so let me add key calls ID and then I'll remove rest. This is main table. Oh god, this is not good. And that's key call UNID. Now let's see how this works. This is archive table, okay? We declare the key calls. Alright, so we have made the change. We will now look at the difference between these two param files. You can see here the new parameter file has key calls defined. The old one doesn't have the key calls defined. It was a filter value. So we removed the filter and we added key calls. That was the objective. So let me take this to the document to show the difference. So the parameter file is properly updated. And so this is skipped since we did not have any field records. This is the only step we couldn't reproduce. I tried a lot, so trust me guys, I couldn't get this one done. I think I will have to try. I need to have better understanding of my production environment to see how this works. Okay, so let's start the replicate now. RPD3 and RPD3. Let's start it. It should ideally start from the place where it left. So let's check where it stands. Alright, started. And let's see if it creates any duplicate record or anything. Ideally it shouldn't. It's running. We saw it was at 1610 already, and it should only move forward. So it moved to 1615. So 110822, 11062227. So it's moving forward. Now let's check. Let's send some new data and see if it works fine or not. I'll try loading. See, these are the steps we wish to do before. I think we tested these records 15 and 20 before. So now let me change this. Let me change this to 25 and 30. So let's have 25 and 30 all over this place, so we can test these two records for the deletion and insertion. Alright, similarly here as well. Let's do this. Let's clear up everything. Alright, user app 01. Let's check how many records were found in the archive table 2002 and main table 1996 and the main table. This is how the main table looks for 25 and 30. And let's see how is this looking. The archive table. There is only two records with the UN ID 2530. Now let's load data 1000 records. Alright, I didn't commit it though yet. I want to run the same commands in the target as well to show you how the target looks. Okay, 2002. (996) main table 25 25 30 50. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and load the data. I already loaded the first set of records, 1000 records. Let's do the delete now. One row deleted. Let's do the update now. One row updated. Is commit complete. Now let's see how does it look in the source first, and then we'll go to the target. Now 3003 records in place of 2002 in archive table, and here it is 2994. And how does it look here? It's 3000. Okay, and this one. Okay, 25 25. So we have 55 30 0 100. Okay, so 4 records were inserted. Now let's look at the values in the source. Sorry, in the target. So this 3003, 2994, 30. Alright, so they're matching. So 3003, 2994, yep, is perfectly matching. Nothing has changed. So the key calls are also working as expected, but we now have to look at the report file to be sure what we are seeing is perfect. Send replicate rpt3 report. Let's go over here. This is the report file, and we go down the path and we see the main table at 1618 key calls All visible viable columns will be used to represent the key but may not require no unique key defined. Okay. Table definition is obtained from trial file using the following div map by name. The following key columns. You see here using the following key columns for target table. Now it clearly said. And similarly archive table. You should see something like this using the following key ID for archive ID. Alright. Good. It looks nice. So we just take this one. Check for new discards. None. Work as expected. Yep. I will, though this message is there, I'll just see, this is what we found. Looks nice. So our way to update the key calls worked, and it did not throw any discards. And let's verify that if I have any discards or not. I really did not show you if you have any discards or not. So if you look at this, it says 1000 records inserted, one updated, one deleted, and here sum of these three together forms the archive. There are no discards, so fine. Then we check here. Stats, replicate, rpt3. So daily stats, we need to look for this since 1615 only. Hourly stats, latest statistics. Okay, this is after the replicate process has been kick-started, and RK table doesn't show any discards here as well. So latest statistics 0, hourly statistics 0, daily statistics 0, statistics since the replication process was started also 0. Similarly here also, this is for the main table, discard 0, 0, 0 and 0. This is when the key call was declared, and then we started the process, and it still looks fine. And yeah, this is fine, this is fine. Now let's do this. We are yeah, we looked at this file as well, and they're also looking good. Fine. So this also we can attach it as an evidence. So we can say this is 0 as well. Check for any new discards, none. After rpt3 restart was done, even the data matched between source and target. Alright, let's take a snap of this information. This is how it looked in source. Target, how it looked. This is how it looks in the target. This is before and this is after. Before and this is after. Here it's easy to identify the before and after. This before and then change and then after. Alright, so this looks fine. And did we finish all the step? Yes, we completed this. And then check for any new discards. Yeah, there is no new discard. We generated a report. Right, so yeah, let's attach it here. And let's look at the discard file also, which we haven't taken a look. It's here only. Standard DSC. RPT3 discard. It's perfect. It's nothing is there. So yeah. No discard, the key calls are working as expected. Okay, this closes our GoldenGate steps to handle discards. I showed you the procedure to handle the discards, but I couldn't really show you the discards. Anyway, thanks for joining with me. Hope you like this video, and if you really like, continue watching more videos on my channel, and we'll meet you in the next video. Thanks for watching How to VLN channel, and this is DB VLN stream, and I again wish you everyone a very happy new year. Very happy and prosperous new year. Thank you all. Bye.